turn. Hi! Go Planet!
By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down.
Hello, welcome to the new episode of Sound Ideas. I have chosen to make this episode a very fun experience, so I hope it actually goes as planned, because a lot of this is going to be just kind of impromptu. First of all, I want to thank everyone who watched the latest episode, because that one took off, and I get that it's probably because it's a little almost clickbaity in a way, much like this one's probably going to be. And it's a kind of controversial topic considering how much how many people really like Takeharu Ishimoto as a composer. A lot of people just like respectfully disagreeing and debating about it, or just giving their own opinions on the whole subject, which I really appreciated. And the episode itself got a lot of more traction because of my buddy Regular Pet, who helped me out, plugged me a little bit here and there. Everyone should check out Pat's channel because he is one of the best Kingdom Hearts content creators at the moment right now. He makes some hilarious content, some really informative videos as well, and he streams. He just a fucking awesome dude overall. Like, go follow my boy Pat. Like, he is like the best. About this episode, as you can see, we are continuing the big Ishimoto saga, and it's Father's Day here in Brazil, so what better way to honor it than making another video about our favorite daddy, Ishimoto. But I'm not just gonna be spouting bullshit this time, because the last episode, a lot of it was just me kind of like going off things that I think and like not really giving much proof to some of the hard claims that I was making. Today I have come with the receipts. I will be talking about everything that we need to know, and I'll also be having some fun. So basically what happened these last few days is that we have run into a lot of the stuff that Ishimoto uses to make his music. That being, we found a lot of the actual samples and sample packs that he has been borrowing from. So I want to do a quick shout out to Onion from Twitter, who helped me by like actually documenting and showing me a lot of the samples that Ishimoto used for The World Ends With You and the NEO The World Ends With You. There is a whole document with a bunch of documented uses of samples in a bunch of different games, and apparently this is a research being done by a group of people, so that's really interesting, and if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you should definitely check it out. I will leave a link for that in the description, so you can actually go check out for yourself all of the things that I talk about if you want. Where do I even begin with this? Let's actually crack open a cold one. Should talk about this, because this is one of the funniest motherfucking things that has ever that I've ever run across. These last few days, just talking about this with my friends has been hilarious. Onion here is someone that I met because he responded to my post on Twitter where I was posting the video, right? And I think he said something like that it was a very big claim to say that Ishimoto didn't do the majority of the soundtrack by himself, just because there were a couple of sample uses that I pointed out in the video, and that's completely valid. And also that since the game has such like a strong aesthetic sort of thing for urban music and hip-hop and stuff, that it makes complete sense, and I also agree with that. But there's more, because as we talked about it, Onion actually found a ton of uses of samples in The World Ends With You that were actually taken from one, like, I don't even know what to call them, like a label? It's not like a record label, but it's like one like brand of sample packs and stuff like that. And they're called Uberschall, apparently. I think that's in German? Not completely sure, but that's probably what it is. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. I want to show you guys my folder here of songs that, and this isn't even everything. So this is a folder. Each of these is a different song from NEO that we found samples for. Not all of them, of course. There's at least one example of samples in each of these songs that we found, right? There's a ton of samples in these songs that are absolutely there, and we just haven't really found them. Some of these are a lot worse than others, as you will see with especially Hustle and Bustle, which I was very disappointed about. But there's also stuff like, it's like a bird in the hand. Yeah, this one. Like, I only got like a couple of examples here, but it's actually like the entire thing is made up of samples. Which, okay, again, let me back this up again, because I know people are going to be saying this in the comments and being mad at me about it. It's fine. It's fine. You can use samples to make music. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I swear, it's fine. All right. You know what? Can I just get into this? I really just want to show what. Oh God, I don't even know how to go about this, honestly. Like, you wanna listen to Hustle and Bustle? I'll show you Hustle and Bustle. Okay. We're gonna do this. Let's Hustle and Bustle. We're gonna listen to Hustle and Bustle. It's gonna be fun. Hustle and Bustle. I don't know if I can turn it up even more. Here we go. Like, this is cool, right? This is cool. Alright. So, if we can skip ahead, you can see it's still doing this. It's adding layers on top. Now there's these vocals, right? It's like the same melody. It's cool. The mixing's awesome. It almost sounds like something out of Daft Punk, as I said in the previous video. Like, cool. This is cool, right? And okay. So let's listen to the samples from this song. You guys ready for this? Huh. Interesting. Isn't this like the exact beginning of that song? No, like literally to a T. There is no changes. Alright. So you think, okay, fine, like, that's fine, like, this is just the beginning of the song, right? It's gonna change, and it's gonna be different things, and it's not gonna just pick the next track from the sample pack that's right next to it. Oh, interesting, okay. So, the very next track on the pack is literally this. Huh, funny how that works. Alright. And it's like, it's just looping, it's like 15 seconds. So we go to the next one. It's gonna change, right? It's gotta change. Oh, look. It's just the same vocals that they use in the actual song. And they just layer this on top of the other ones, and like, that's the only thing that happens. Okay, but that's fine, right? Okay, there's one more. Wow. This sounds exactly the same. So like completely unaltered, he just like put these next to each other and called it a day and published it on a soundtrack and went, okay, that's it, that's me, that's my song. Woohoo, I am getting paid for this. It's like, fuck off. Ishimoto Daddy, I love you. But don't do this. Just don't do it. Okay. I am blowing this out of proportion. This is just one song, right? And plus, if we look in the actual song, it has like a B section, right? Like, this is a banger. This is a freaking banger right here. What the heck? Like, Ishimoto did this? This is incredible. I can't believe. God, Ishimoto fucking popped off with the soundtrack. This is amazing. It's not like he just picked this other one and just played it right in sequence. It was doing it. Oh. Interesting. This is interesting. Ishimoto, what the fuck? What? Okay, what the hell? I think this is all from the exact same sample pack as well. He just put these next. Actually, no, this B section is from another one. But you can clearly tell that everything before that in the song is just like the files in order as they were in the freaking like pack that he bought, apparently. Like, what the hell? You're getting paid for this. You're getting paid to make music, not to just publish stock music. This is stock music, Ishimoto. You can't publish stock music in a video game. I mean, you can, like, you're allowed, but oh my god. Like, at least own up to it. Fine. Like, okay, so here's the other thing. The soundtrack of the game actually officially came out, I think, right after I posted that video, right? So you can read the credits for the tracks in the actual, like, album. I'm not really sure what to call it, but it comes comes like with the credits for the soundtrack. So you can clearly tell by that which songs were done by real human beings and which ones weren't, because the ones done by human beings have credits for instruments and vocals and arrangement and blah blah, and the ones that don't are just like the title of the song with no credits. So you're like, interesting. So like apparently this counts as Ishimoto arranging a song, which but yeah, like when it's like that in the soundtrack, you know that everything is just copy pasted sample, which again is fine, and it must be a super fun creative process, which I'm gonna try out in this episode. So this was just one of the examples, right? There's like a bunch, and I kind of want to go over as many of these as I can, but I feel like that's gonna take a little bit. So I'm gonna like look for some of the more interesting ones. Remember when we were talking about Act the Fool, the song, the one that takes the vocal pack from the swimming anime? So it turns out that's not actually from the swimming anime, of course. It was the swimming anime also using the same sample pack that Ishimoto used, and using that for one of the songs. So like, of course, it wasn't literally sampling it from the anime soundtrack. Duh. But I didn't, like, that didn't even cross my mind at the time. So you recognize this? Yeah, this is just stock music. Incredible, right? Like, okay, this is from Act the Fool, and it's like exactly the same as you probably recognize if you've listened to the NEO TWEWY soundtrack. So let's listen to the next one. Oh, okay, this is just more proof that he probably didn't even add the reverb to the thing. Oh, here it is. It's the Bring It On thing. Cool. Alright, so like now we know where that's from. It's from, so again, as I said, like a lot of these are from this Uberschall company. Uberschall samples is what they seem to be called on YouTube. And you can look at these for yourself. Like they have a bunch of these available. And of course, I don't think you can like sell music that uses this without like buying a license first. But it's available, and you can probably play around with it and make some music if you wanna. Like I would just download this off from YouTube and like cut the audio of the stuff I want to use. Like probably, obviously, don't sell music if you're not allowed to do it, but it's right here. Like it's all freely available to play around with. So let's listen to another one. What's this? Oh, Bird in the Hand. So actually this one I'm not really, I didn't really timestamp this one, but I did timestamp where it is in this link. Again, Uberschall. Ishimoto like really, like, I guess he went on a shopping spree, as my friend said, before NEO TWEWY, and it like just bought all of the sample packs from this thing. Oh right, so this guitar is in I think this is Bird in the Hand. Yeah, it's in Bird in the Hand, and it's like a little bit like it's edited to be faster, and it's more in the background, so it's more varied. So like this is the kind of stuff I like when you take an example of a sample and you modify it, you know, to the point where it becomes like its own sort of instrument in the sound, you know, not even its own instrument, but its own I have no idea what word I'm looking for, but you guys get what I'm saying. It has its own function that's not the exact same function as it serves on the demo row of the sample pack, you know? Which is what happened with Hustle and Bustle, unfortunately. And gosh, what a shame, because that one is a bop. So let's listen to more. Cool. This is fun. Oh, Last Call. You know, if you played NEO TWEWY, you will recognize when this plays, because it's the most annoying boss battle in the world. So, actually, let's find the actual song. So I'm gonna have to cut that out, but I almost showed some spoilers because I forgot that if you look into the title of a song on YouTube, it's gonna show a thumbnail with where it plays. So, but yeah, anyone who played the game will know where this is from. Right. So, and then the vocals get it. Like, but, right? Like, wait, actually, can I go back? Like, it's the same thing. I think it's actually pitched, I think it's pitched up. Yeah, it sounds like it's pitched up. Yeah. but it's still like the exact same sound, just pitched up. So again, like there is nothing wrong with using samples for music. I want to like reinforce that, but it's some of these cases are like better than others. Like I think it's just funny. I just think it's really funny to make fun of this. Ishimoto daddy, please forgive me for all of the slander, for all of the Ishimoto slander that is happening in this house. Keynote, but why are you so focused on talking about Ishimoto? Like, is that the only thing you care about? Kinda. We're in a big drought of content. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Shimomura hasn't put out anything for Kingdom Hearts since that Union Cross credits theme, which was a banger, but like, who are we kidding? We gotta talk about something. And like, hey, this is the thing that's like controversial and people will get mad at me about. So it's perfect. Like, this is the content. This is content, guys. Come on. This is fun. We're having fun. It's like the boys chilling, drinking some beer, sitting around, talking shit about Ishimoto. Like, how can it get better than this? Alright, if you like Ishimoto, then you hate me for this. But, like, know that I am laughing with Ishimoto, not at him. No, I'm kind of laughing at him. Content. This is content, guys. Alright, so what have we got next? Let's see. Oh, this one's another one that I talked in the previous video. So let's look at this. It's just sped up, right? So we've heard this. I'll play it just in case. Like, this is the very start of the song too. So. It's the same thing, sped up. So like, cool. Like, this is what I mean when I think saying Ishimoto popped off is very misleading. When talking about this kind of stuff. Like, Ishimoto didn't pop off. He borrowed library music and put it in his game soundtrack. He didn't write any of this. This did not come from inside his little brain. What he did do is stitch everything together, speed everything up, put everything block. But like, you can, I don't know, that is a different creative process than composing, right? Is what I would say. But this is all kind of like subjective, like it's all opinion based. You can like it, you can not like it. I personally think it's lazy at times, but it can have cool results. It can have cool results, and it does at for some example. And I do like some of the original music. Alright, let's drink more of this beer. I think I've made my point. There's a lot of borrowed stuff. This is from 3 Minutes Clapping, but I think this is like from the original The World Ends With You, so that's cool. What else? I already showed this. I want to find where the female vocalist for that song is, because the lyrics are a banger, and like I like it a lot. Like, it's very catchy, but it's library music too, so Ishimoto didn't do any of it. He just put it in the song, like, but it's not his. But we think it is because we never heard it before, and it's good.
Round and go, don't wanna see you no more. What's enough?
So we're like, cool, Ishimoto popped off. No, he didn't. God, he didn't. I wish he had. I want to be surprised by Ishimoto, but all the cool shit that I like seems to be sampled completely, which sucks, but whatever. Like, if I'm enjoying listening to the music, then that's gotta be worth something, right? So what's this? Takeaway. Yeah, this is from, what, Takeaway? Yeah. First isn't Takeaway. Let's take it away, boys. So like, the only thing that I'm doing right here is just going over some of these examples. Yeah, like, see here, it's the pitch is switched, so you can, like, there's some difference, but it's like, is there really? Like, he just switched the pitch, and then he did this melody, I think is his, but it could be sampled. The thing is, when a song in the credits doesn't have actual credits for real people, there's a couple of things that probably happen. One, like, either the song is completely sampled or it's partially sampled, and then there's like a synth melody that Ishimoto made for it. So a lot of that is just basic Ishimoto compositions that that if I really wanted to talk about how he's a bad composer, I would talk about those. But right now, I just kind of want to talk about how we shouldn't credit him as the composer for some of these elements at all, because he's not. Ishimoto didn't pop off writing the Turn Around and Go song, because he didn't write it, he just took it from a sample pack. Same for like most of these, according to what we've seen here. But Keynote, why are you so mean about Ishimoto? I love talking about this. It's so fun. It's like, this is partially because I'm just a big salty bitch. No, that's exactly what it is. I'm just a big salty bitch. So if you watched this far, please type in the comments, Keynote, you are a big salty bitch, and I will report your comment. But I need that engagement, baby. Come on, give it to me, give it to me. Yeah, Ishimoto used a lot of samples. Some of these were extremely lazy, some of them were not. He adds some basic melodies to the top of them sometimes, like, and that's at least kind of respectable. I like that. You know, you're good, Ishimoto. You're good. You do that. Add a freaking dissonant melody on top of your samples and call it a day. I'm fine with that. God, I want to talk about bad ones, but they don't have anything to do with this subject. Gotcha. I'm just gonna talk about the bad ones. Oh, there's some bad ones. How do I talk about it? Because okay. So like, there's a bunch of Ishimoto. Let's go back to this for a bit. While I'm just talking to the camera. I'm talking to the camera now. Hello. There's a lot of songs where Ishimoto just seems to be a little bit tone deaf. It doesn't seem to be intentional. So I talked a little bit briefly in my other video about how sometimes Ishimoto has some unintentional dissonance in his music. I have no idea like why it happens, but I have a couple of hypotheses. One of them is that he's actually just kind of tone deaf. Another one is that he thinks about his songs in individual parts, because that's how he constructs his songs when it comes to sampled music, right? The World Ends With You. He just picks a bunch of different samples, drags them together, tries to put them in the same key. Sometimes he fails for some reason. He doesn't even pitch change them correctly, and does that, just jumbles them together, which sometimes works. And I think he has a great taste for what samples he does pick. That is very clear, because the amount of like good samples that he picked for NEO TWEWY is impressive, because they're all catchy things that are fun to listen to. While we're talking about that, let's go. I want to find one that I just found a little bit ago. It's called Incongruous, I think, the actual song. It's like this really cool vocal part that I was like, whoa, like this is cool, this is jammy, like I like this is cool. And like it's the only part of the song that I like. And it turns out it's from here, I think. So yeah, this is from Uberschall Vocal Dance Hits 2. This is my issue, like every single thing that I like about the songs wasn't done by him. All the parts that sound jammy and fun are library music. So that's frustrating, because anyone can do that, like theoretically. Anyone can buy library music and put it together in Reaper. Which, you know what? That's exactly what I said I was gonna try to do. So let's try to do it, let's fail miserably, and let's prove that Ishimoto is actually a great musician. How do we go about that? So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a bunch of random samples out of these ones that I download. I was thinking of getting some other ones from maybe like the SoundCloud ones, maybe the YouTube, like download the entire video and chop them down. That's too much effort, and I don't want to do that. So let's actually just drag and drop all of these Ishimoto samples and just like put them here and see what happens. And I'm gonna try to put them together in a way that makes sense, maybe add some, I don't know, facts, who fucking knows. Also, keep in mind that I've never done music like this, and my projects are always a mess, but I just kinda wanna try to have. So, next 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna try to make an Ishimoto song on Reaper. Let's see how that goes, you know? First things first, let's pick some cool. Oh, this one's cool. Okay, alright, so we're gonna have this be, I guess, I don't know, let's make it like the middle of the song or something. God, I have the Dyson Shine sample from Birth by Sleep. This is like this is just like a 1 second trumpet thing, but we're gonna use it. I don't care. No. Wait, what am I doing? This is like in the middle of the timeline. I need to add something to start the song with. Alright. So how are we gonna start the song with? By the way, we're doing this with limited resources. Oh, wait, this is cool. Alright, this is gonna be the start of the song. hard. Okay, so this is already harder than I thought it was gonna be because I'm being a mess about it. So already, these are two in different keys, right? I don't know how to change pitches in Reaper. Maybe Ishimoto does have it rough. We could have added like some drums here or something, but I don't know how to. Maybe I could. I don't want to have to open MuseScore for this. That's so much effort. That's more than Ishimoto would do. I was thinking of like just doing like a simple drum line on MuseScore and then putting it here. You know what? Let's do it. You know what? A little bit of effort never killed nobody. Let's see. I want to add like a. Maybe I can make this. Alright, so I finished writing my drum line. Okay, so Reaper already making me ask the real questions. How does Ishimoto make music? Whatever, let's export this drum line as an MP3. It's not anything mind-blowing, but it's more than Ishimoto would do because you know he has never written a drum line in his life. Generic drumline.mp3. So I'm already having fun, even though like I'm not getting shit done. This is fun. So we'll add the generic drum line down here. Why does it start like halfway through the thing? Oh my god. Okay, so this is gonna be a nightmare. Let me fucking. Can I restart the? I just want to keep it in 120, but it's still in 124. Can I just keep everything in 120? So I guess we changed the project to 124. BPM. This is the issue with sampling, I think, as everything is in its own sort of time. Okay, now it's in. Okay, everything seems up. Cool. So I can just copy this and paste it over here. Woohoo! Cool. This is not gonna be a long beat, by the way. It'd be fun to add like a vocal or something here. Yeah. Let's just do what he would do and just layer everything on top of each other. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. What the heck? But it's in another key. Maybe I should have picked something that was all in the same key. What happens if I just drag this here? God, okay. Well, that was an experience. I don't know how to pitch it down on Reaper. Uh-oh. Didn't think this through, did I? What a mess. Pitch? Maybe? Question? Repitch? Pitch? Shifter? God, which one of these is right? MIDI, pitch, wheel? Let's just go with repitch. How do I do this? Oh my god. Octaves, semitones. Am I just gonna like have to keep guessing? Should have gotten my piano ready, but there's stuff on top of my piano. I can't try it out. Just gotta get it right. What a mess. Oh my god. How do I figure out which one is right? What? No, it doesn't work. What the heck? Am I just dumb? Maybe I'm drunk. I don't know. Haven't even finished my first beer. Of course I'm not drunk. I'm just stupid. I really can't figure out how many. I'm just like wildly guessing until it matches instead of doing the right musician thing. But hey, it means I'm in the Ishimoto mindset because I'm pretty sure this is how he does it as well. I think it might never work because maybe the chord progression is different or something. Oh, not to mention the timing is wrong. So I gotta stretch. This sounds kind of awful, but it's better than nothing. Let's add like some, I don't know, some random VST here, like a reverb. Woohoo. Honestly, I'm living for this. This is exactly what I wanted. Even the looping being bad between the things is perfect. Oh yeah, it is. God. I have one brain cell and it's telling me to do the same thing I just did. Incredible. No, I didn't download enough stuff to do this. Good. Now I'm fucked. Now I'm gonna have to make do with 5 files that I have in my computer. This is the same thing that I just listened to. Was that in the wrong folder? No, I keep opening the same folders. I'm so stupid. No, I'm not. No. I'm not doing that. That's stupid. I'm out of stuff already. Wait, what's this? Junk Garage. This is like the worst Rodents with You track. So maybe I can use Oh my god, this is perfect. This is gonna sound disgusting. Let's do it. Alright. Wait. That did not sound as bad as I thought. I mean, it was definitely in the wrong key, but I kind of like where it's going. Okay, so I know Ishimoto usually does the thing where he repeats it a lot, but let's not do that, because I don't want to do that. We gotta fix this. You know what? This is turning out to be a fun little experiment. This is not gonna be anything good sounding, and I'm never gonna release this, obviously. But I know it's fun. I still can't figure it out. I'm trying to do this like by ear. Like I just listen to it and try to figure out if it sounds like it's right, you know? And if it does, then that's like a success. I'm not gonna do what a real musician would do and check this on my piano. Listen to it, check out what key it is, then listen to the other clip, check out what key that is in, and calculate how many semitones I have to like pitch down or up. Like, no, that's stupid. Who would do that? Like I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna trust my ear, my tone deaf ear, and now I'm gonna try to guess it out. And that's gonna get me amazing results. I'm loving this. I'm not gonna get it right. I've tried like a million of these, and none of them sound right for some reason. Like clearly they're not in the right. God, this is just noisy. Fuck. I can't use this. I'm sorry. I cannot use it. I cannot get it to work, no matter what I try. I am weak. I am not embracing the Ishimoto challenge, but it's bothering me. I need something that's easier for me to like listen to and tell if it's the right thing. I don't want to take anything that's too recognizable. Like this. It's too recognizable. Maybe I'll just do it. Fuck it. I forgot this was pitched. Maybe we should stretch this. I can't do math. Did you know that homosexuals cannot do math? It's scientifically proven that they can't do it. Wait, oh my god, I just had the funniest idea. Because this is something he would do. And then I pitch this one up. Funny. Wait. You would have to change the notes that it's playing for this to match harmonically with the chord that's supposed to be playing in the key that it's in. But when this happens, sometimes Ishimoto just copies the phrase and pitches it up to make it match the chord that's already playing, and that causes dissonance. Like this. In this case, it didn't like, I didn't hate it. It actually worked pretty well. Like, and then he would just like copy this again. Like there's only 2 chords happening right here with this beat, right? It's gonna do the thing where it just like, because there are so many layers that are just accumulating and like each of them is doing their own thing, there's just bound to be like noise. So this one's still wrong, actually. God, maybe I'm tone deaf, actually. Can't say shit about Ishimoto without being proven that I'm just as bad. Sounds right. Just a little pitchy, maybe. Something just sounds so bad. See, this is why I don't make music like this. I'd rather just write notes on sheet music, because there's no going wrong there. But I'm just gonna go with it, because I feel like this is pretty faithful to what would happen in one of these tracks. Right. Maybe I should change this. Let's make it drier. God, this sounds awful, actually. You know what? Time to add a MIDI melody to this. Where are we? Oh, first of all, I need to add a VSD to it. Okay, so here's the thing. Ishimoto has never used like an oboe, a flute, like nothing that is like a wind or a brass. Well, maybe brass. Yeah, brass is used. Like never a woodwind instrument. I'm gonna be a basic one and pick violins, because I feel like that's like faithful to what would happen in this song if it were being composed by Ishimoto. Oh. There we go. There we go. I have no idea what key this song is in at this point. Alright, let's try this. There we go. This is a faithful Ishimoto melody. Wait. No, actually not. It should be... Wait. Maybe I can... A little bit of... would he do this? Yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what he would do. This is perfect. Oh my god. And then just repeat that like over and over. And maybe like add a record scratch. Ooh, do I have a record scratch? That would be fun. Oh my god, I don't have a record scratch. This ends too suddenly. Maybe I should like... I wish I had like a vocal sample, but I didn't like download any. But I feel like there would be like a yeah, 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 or something. Alright, alright. What else can we do? I'm getting carried away with this actually. Like, this is pretty fun. Not gonna lie. Even like, this sounds awful. But it's just so funny and like entertaining to me that like I can't not keep doing it. Alright, we're gonna keep going a little bit. Like, I'll just cut out the most of the meat of this anyway. Okay, so you can add this, I think, somewhere. Maybe it's like in the same pitch as one of these, so I wouldn't even have to do anything. No. This sounds exactly like something Ishimoto would do, actually, so I'm gonna keep it. Or maybe it should be like here. You know, this part actually sounds a lot more like something I would expect from Ishimoto, like a very simple melody that's just repeating over here, some sampled things being pitch shifted over here, and a backing track that's also just sampled from somewhere. But there's always going to be like an off note in that sample because it's not supposed to be in this key or in this chord or in this place in the chord progression, which is why it usually like ends up sounding off for some reason, you know? Damn, I've been recording this episode for like a bit. When I started, it was sunny outside. It is now completely dark. So this is fun. Alright, let's finish this up. This sounds awful, in my opinion, but oh my god. Especially this, like, what is wrong with this? I feel like I tried, honestly. But I was trying not to like rely on anything but the samples. Yeah, you can tell there's like a wrong note there, but it ends in the note that it should be like. It just doesn't work because it's not made with the fact that it's in this other chord progression in mind. Think. Like you see this first note here? But if it were like, if that first note were like a semitone up, then I think it would be alright. It works in this first one, I think. It's still kind of like pitchy, I'm not sure why, but I think like this should be like the right chord for this, but it doesn't work for this one. And I don't know how to explain it, but this is the kind of thing that you see happen in some of the songs a lot. Like you can tell this is kind of like what he did. He just like took something and pitched it up and threw it like over the next chord. But something's just always gonna be off when you do it like that, especially for music that has chord changes that are like frequent or even like key changes. Like that's something that Ishimoto seems to like struggle with knowing how to deal with, because instead of making the elements itself, he relies on samples, but for things that are way more complex than they should be, because the samples can't handle them. Like you can't do this kind of thing with just this sample here. See? You can try and it's gonna sound kind of right. Like you can tell what I'm trying to go for here, but it doesn't work. But if I were to write this as sheet music, I would realize, oh, this note should be this other note, you know, and that would be then that would work. But that's too much effort for me to do in this video. Maybe I'll do that this kind of thing in some other video in the future if you guys like this, to show off how this kind of thing can be improved if you're making the music manually. Because these are just hurdles that you like, unless you go and modify each individual note, which you're never gonna do with a sample pack like this. You're like, if you're using samples, you're probably trying to make your life easier already, so you wouldn't go out of your way to like modify one note to make it work. Like, you're just gonna try to avoid these sort of issues in general. Again, this is my first time doing something like this, so it's actually pretty interesting that I ran into these issues myself, and I'm not really sure how to fix them. Because, well, first of all, this is my first time ever playing around with samples like this, so I probably did a lot of stuff wrong. There's just so much that's out of place here. I think the timing seems a little wrong. Like in this backing track down here, it seems like it's too fast or something. Like it's clearly like synced up to the actual BPM. Something about it seems off to me. It seems like almost delayed. I'm not sure why. Might be just me, but it sounds a little weird. God, this is disgusting. I love it. And then this melody that kicks in here. Maybe I should like pan this. Let's pin it to the right, just for the hell of it. Usually you would pin the violins to the left ear, but I doubt Ishimoto knows that, so I'm just gonna pin it to the right ear. I actually never paid attention if he does that or not. Thing to keep in mind, I will actually keep that in mind next time I listen to one of his tracks. Before I finish, let's actually a new melody over it, and then I think I'm actually gonna end it. So what's the other melody that we're gonna layer here? What should we make it? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. I think Ishimoto for this, he would absolutely just add another violin, which is stupid, and he would never add like a bass or like a cello, a bass, anything. Maybe a viola, I'm not sure. Never ever 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 would he add a flute or any of these. I know he's gonna go for a trumpet, right? Like he would just go for a trumpet, because that sort of things he writes melodies with. Like it would be either like a synth, an electronic synth, which I don't have a VST for, a violin, or a trumpet. So let's go with a trumpet and see how that goes. Oh my god, wait, I just had the funniest idea. Let's just hold the... Yeah, this is exactly something he would do too. This should be like Panda now. Ishimoto secret project. This is the final mix of Ishimoto songs. Alright. Wait, there's one thing I missed. I need to add a symbol. God, alright. I'm adding a symbol. In his Cage 3 soundtrack, he did this a lot. Like he would just add like a bunch of symbol stuff for like transitions he didn't know how to deal with. Oh, these are sped up, I think, which is why they sound weird. Yeah, why is everything sped up? This is not what I wanted. Seems like I'm running into more issues than I was expecting. So every time it like transitions into one of these, I'll just add like a symbol. Wow, this is awful. I don't know why it's like high pitched. Just pretend that's like a normal symbol. I don't know why it's like high pitched. Can't figure, like, it doesn't have any effect or anything. It's like, and it should be like, it should just drag in as the actual file is. Yeah, this is something. This is something, alright. You know what? I'm having fun. Like, if y'all don't think this is fun, I get it, but like, I think this is fucking really fun. It kind of showcases like some of the issues like Ishimoto probably runs into when he's composing. Like 20 years later, he still kind of doesn't know how to deal with. And I think the answer is like you see how I made like this custom drum line for the song? Like, it's really simple. Like, this is a MIDI drum that I made in MuseScore in 2 minutes. But I don't think he's ever done that. Like, he would just look for a drum sample pack. If he wants like a cool sounding melody, he's not gonna make it himself. He's gonna look for someone who's already made it and copy and paste it into his song, you know? So that's the kind of thing I feel like Ishimoto could use some improving on, like making some original stuff of his own to make his stuff sound better and fit musically with what's going on, with the chord progressions, with the key changes, everything, you know? Like, even with this song only has 2 chords, right? This is like, it's impossible to make it work just by borrowing like these samples. Like, I feel like it's the sort of thing, like when it works, and when it doesn't, you shouldn't do it. If I were making this for myself, not for almost a shit post that this is, I would not do this. First of all, I probably wouldn't do sampling anyway because it's not my style. This kind of has intrigued me into trying it out a little more, just to see like where it goes. Yeah, this is fun. It's cool because I can totally picture Ishimoto writing this exact same melody that's only like 4 notes long. And just repeating it over and over. Like, this part actually works pretty well. And I can see him doing something like this more, even, actually. And I want to add, like, a new melody to this, actually. So you see how, like, I have this trumpet just holding the tonic down here? Maybe, I don't think, maybe you can't really hear it. But I'll play it again. Yeah, pay attention to, like, your left ear. Like, there's a note that's just being held there. This is something Ishimoto does a lot. Just like have one instrument hold the note of the tonic, which is it's the key that that concludes, I don't know, that resolves tension. Thing is, if you keep that note held while the song is going to a chord that doesn't include that note, it's gonna sound off. I get why he would do it. It's a note that can't go wrong because it's the defining note of the key and it resolves, right? So like if I just keep it being held, there's no way this can be wrong. It can't. And this is an example. Like, I did this on purpose. Like, I kept it held even throughout the actual chord chain. Just like glitched out for a second. So I want to add one more like melodic line to stack with this. So what instrument am I gonna pick for this other one? I'm so tempted to use a flute, but I know Ishimoto would never do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use a flute just for the hell of it. It's funny. But what am I gonna do? Like, actually no, I think I just spotted some bullshit. This isn't even the tonic. This is the minor third. Tonic would be, this would be the tonic. Even this is something that Ishimoto would not really do. And we got it. I think that's gonna be the whole song. What a mess. I love it. I love this. It's so good. It's so exactly like what I hate. So I'm actually gonna save this. Let's export this. I didn't expect this to be such a funny experience. I mean, I guess I did, but it was a lot different than I thought it was gonna be. The way that none of the samples really worked the way I wanted them to, except for maybe like the one backing track that I like just kept playing for most of the whole thing. That there really was no way to make the pitches match within like all of these different samples. So the main problem is I didn't pick samples that were in the same key to begin with. Second problem was that I didn't really know how to change their keys effectively. Mainly I was just being lazy to go check, but I feel like that's also something Ishimoto wouldn't care to do, since there are often examples where this is an issue. Maybe not as much maybe in NEO TWEWY, but this is something that has been seen across some of its other games, other soundtracks rather. And also there's the fact that this was the first time I've ever tried to play with samples, which was funny. But I do think that I did a pretty convincing job at making an Ishimoto melody near the end there with a backtrack to go with it. Tonight's episode was... it's already night, I guess. Was a big success for just kind of exploring how Ishimoto goes into making his music in a very simple way, which I feel like is not super far off from the actual truth. So I want to know what you guys think. Alright, so I'm gonna get another beer. Wait, I'm gonna get another beer. Alright, I'm here, got my beer in hand. Ooh, fun. I don't know. What do you guys think? One of the points that might come off from me making this video is like, a keynote? How dare you judge Ishimoto if you can't even do it by yourself? It's perfectly fine to not know how to do things, and it's also perfectly fine to tell people that they don't know how to do things if you can notice that they don't know how to do things. And I am saying Ishimoto knows how to do a lot of stuff pretty well. He knows how to pick his samples. He knows how to pick catchy ones that stick with people and that work together well, usually. I also think he runs into issues where the samples he uses and the melodies he makes don't match as well as you want them to. And I also think that this dissonance issue that he runs into a lot is because, not only just because of samples, but because he doesn't really pay attention to what's happening harmonically in a piece. There are a few examples even in Cage 3. If you look at Dual Hearts from Cage 3, which is a cutscene arrangement of Vanitas' theme, there is an entire part of the song where not sure if it switches keys or chords, don't really remember right now, but the chord definitely changes, but there's a note that is being perpetually played. I think it's in the piano or the bass or something. The low notes are a little too muffled to really make out like what instrument is playing them. It is perpetually being played, and it's like clearly in the wrong key. Like, it's the same note that was being held for the entirety of the rest of the song, and instead of changing that note being held for that section of the song so it matches what's happening harmonically with the song, just doesn't do it. So that is just consistently clashing with the sound. And don't come and tell me that it's like, oh, it's intentional because Vanitas is tension and darkness, because that's not the reason. The reason is he didn't really catch it. And he also plays a wrong note in Vanitas' battle theme. There's a part where like one of the instruments just plays a flat note, which okay, it's like not even like the performer played it wrong thing. No, because all the instruments are fake. All of them are fake except maybe for like the guitar. So it was just programmed wrong. Like he just wrote the wrong note in his stupid doll. That's just a thing that happened. There are just issues with dissonance, and they are caused by these two different things. One of them is this him not really having an alternative because he is dragging and dropping samples that aren't made to be switched around like that in the chord progressions because they are one single chord. Or it's because he just didn't catch it, and I guess his ear just isn't trained for that kind of stuff, you know? So these are things that I wish that he keeps in mind in his future work, so that he can improve on it. Either way, this has been, as much as I am making fun of our little daddy Ishima, happy Father's Day again, it's still a fun experience, you know? And I did like looking out at all of this. I think I'll even have a link to this song that I made in the description, because maybe I'll just post it on my main channel for the hell of it, because it was overall like a cool experience, you know? Anyway, what do you think about all of these sample uses from Ishimoto? Do you think that he does a good job with them, he utilizes them in a way that feels satisfying? I'm also very curious to hear like what you guys think about cases like Hustle and Bustle, but especially like Hustle and Bustle where the entire thing is just literally track by track of the sample pack, you know, in order, without any alteration. No not even a record scratch. Come on, add a record scratch, Ishimoto. That's the thing you do usually. Come on. Okay, so before we go, I want to show one last thing, and it's a song called fucking Junk Garage or something, and it's the most disgusting song I've ever heard. It's from the original The World Ends With You, or I don't even know if it was from the final remix or not. I just think that's a really good standoff, and it's one of the demos that I used for this new project that I just made, or at least one of the samples that track uses. We woke up this morning, baby. Well, I can't stand this anymore already. So this has been fun. I love talking to you guys. It's fun. Oh, actually, before we do, maybe I should just address some of the comments that I got on the last episode, because that's always fun. Annie's S says, "You're definitely not the only one thinking about this. I'm still a little tight about the fact that Cage 3's final boss music uses cheap VST strings and a harmonic palette that sounds identical to the Caribbean battle music. I'm always going to be a little bit bitter about Cage 3's final boss music for Many reasons. Obviously, one of them is just how cheap Ishimoto's music ends up sounding, because he does have cheap sounding orchestral OSTs. When he's using samples, this isn't an issue because all of the sounds are being taken from things that other people made, you know? But when he has to make original sounds, all of his VSTs sound kind of cheap, no matter where it's coming from. There was like one... Actually, no, never mind. I was gonna say that there's like some tracks in Crisis Core where the strings sound okay, but then I remembered that they were not orchestrated by him. So yeah, I can't really think of any Ishimoto track where the instrumental VSTs sound convincing. Iggy P is the man. He said, and it quoted, "I just look for cool sounds and start from there." Ishimoto from the World of Trace interview. Then Iggy P follows up with, who knew that he meant it so literally? And yeah, like I feel like that's kind of the point. Like that is admittedly Ishimoto's philosophy. He takes sounds from sample packs, apparently, and works from there, and just mixes them together and sees what works and what doesn't. Which is still a creative process that is valid. I just don't know if it's always appropriate, or if he always pulls it off in the most effective way. A couple people just being really happy that I'm hating on Ishimoto, which I totally get. I get that I criticize the dude a lot, but I don't hate him. Just want to make that clear. I don't hate Ishimoto. I don't want him to lose his job or his dog. I don't want him to fall down and break his knee. Like, no. I want the dude to make better music. That's all I want. Because especially if he's still gonna be involved in Kingdom Hearts, because it's a very dear franchise and a very dear soundtrack to me. And if he is gonna be a part of it, then I would like him to make it justice. You know, it's not like I think Ishimoto is gonna be watching my videos and taking this criticism to heart, which is also part why I think I can clown on him. I am literally just making fun of the bad music, or the music that I think is bad, or just the things that I think are funny that happened and that we can prove that happened, you know? I just think the whole situation is kind of hilarious to talk about in general, especially because some people get so defensive about it, and there seems to be like such a big controversy about Ishimoto. Even then, like, it's so widely accepted that he is a good composer because he did The World Ends With You and he did Crisis Core, which by the way is a whole other can of worms that maybe I'll have to talk about. Maybe I can just talk about it right now, because I don't want to make another video on Ishimoto. Like, this is already getting kind of ridiculous. But Ishimoto didn't do a lot of the Crisis Core tracks, a lot of the orchestral stuff. Actually, I don't think he did any of the orchestral stuff. Any of the piano and string pieces were not arranged by him. Any of the live orchestra stuff was not arranged by him. Anything with a live guitar was not played by him. Only, well, acoustic guitar, I mean. I think he played like the electric guitar on the tracks that have those, and that's it. Like, a lot of the credit he gets for Crisis Core is kind of unwarranted because people like that soundtrack, but they don't like the stuff he did. Like, and he did like that one theme that plays when Zack dies, spoiler alert, and like the Zack's theme, the original ones, right? And a big part of the soundtrack is rearrangements of that sound better than the original because they were made by other people. As much of like a name as Ishimoto has, I do think that a lot of it is because people don't know what comes from him and what doesn't. And I think it's important that if we're going to be defending a composer, and if we're gonna have this idea of how he sounds like, of how his music sounds like, then we should really know what we're talking about. I think that's about it for this video. Thank you for sticking to the end, and if you like this, please go check out the rest of the series, Sound Ideas. Usually I invite guests, but for these two videos about Ishimoto, I have done them on my own because I kind of just wanted to kind of ramble a bit, talk about what I've been thinking about, showing what, like, this one was different because I was actually just like making music, quote unquote music. Yeah, usually it's more of a conversation sort of format, but if you enjoyed this, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at @glassostinato. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and my main channel, Keynote, where I will probably be posting this track that I made today. Everyone's got a taste, you know? I want to again thank my friend Regular Pat for boosting the hell out of that first video, and thanks again to Onion for bringing up a lot of these samples and documenting them and finding all of them, and thanks to David Russell or Green Requiem also for just being around for discussions and like helping brainstorm all of these things, because without them, this video would probably not be here. And I also want to thank everyone who took their time to comment on the video, comment on the GameFAQs posts or wherever I posted that video, and give their own takes on the subject, because it's really cool to read about what everyone has to say. There's a lot to talk about, it's very interesting, and while we don't have any new Kingdom Hearts music to talk about, this is a great subject to dive into and dissect. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!